Naweza shukuru leo president wetu, leo namuita President His Excellency Ruto. Leo hii niko na furaha kwa sababu ya ile direction ulitoa, na wewe ndio rais wa Kenya. Vile uliongea jana nilifurahi. Kwa hivyo nashukuru president. Leo hii mara yangu ya kwanza kuzibu rais kwa Meru, hiyo uko tiki. Kwa sababu ya kusimama na mkulima na Mkenya ambaye anajifanyia biashara yake, inataka kuharibiwa na watu ambao wako na wao biashara zao. Na nataka Wakenya wajue hii mumea si mbaya. Omba wale mangavana, zile directives zote zilitoka kwa rais. Rais ndio kila kitu. Hiyo tupingamizi nimesikia mko naye nini, tukutaneni kotini. Koti naye mtaanguzwa na mlemavu. Itakuwa aibu sana. Ile ningeomba rais, kwa sababu saa hii umeanza kusaidia mkulima wa Meru. Mimi ni mtu wa opposition na nakwambia number 1 asante. Sasa tunakuomba maliza makateli. Wale wako hapa airport. Hizi ndege zinaitwa Mulumba ndio atuogopi. Mimi naongea. Waambie wapewe wengine nafasi, kuwe na ndege za watu wengine. Ndio Meru ipate kazi, ndio Meru ipate pesa.
Regulation iria cionde muguka nacio. Mwauga Meru ndikendwe bakuvi na cukuru. Mwauga Meru ndikenderwe mundu uri utakinyitie miaka 18. Nitugwitikira. Lakini kuvinga Meru nitwarega na nitukuthi na mbere tukiugaga vaunti sheria na natwathie otire nwa mugusindwa. Koguo mwitikire na mu support andu a Meru na sesio murongerere. Tondu ni egwe muraumire ngiri 24 rori ru murarevia ngiri 80. Ningienda pia gavana wetu Sisire na Kawira manyitane maina 1 wa iguru tondu wananginya Kirinyaga ni turavanda Meru.
Gavana alitualika katika kikao cha faragha baada ya wajumbe kutoka Meru kuja kuomba wapunguziwe zile ada za SES. Na walipofika pale gavana akatupa mashauri yake, yani akatujuza kile ambacho yeye kama gavana ameamua kukifanya. Tukajadiliana na tukakubaliana ya kwamba tutapropose amendment. Lakini baada ya hapo sijui ni nguvu gani labda zilimzidia, akaamua kuchukua shortcut na kupiga marufuku wazi bayana. Ikiwa leo mwingine naye atasimama aseme avocado ni mihadarati na akataze kwenye gatuzi yake, ikiwa mugoka ni mhadarati, basi liwe ni gumzo la taifa la Kenya na iweze kubaniwa kote. Na endapo tumeamua kuwa Mombasa tutaipeleka Kiislamu, mimi niko tayari kwa hilo. Mashehe wangu nyote ambao mumeniita mimi niweze kulizungumzia swala hili. Ningependa pia itambulike ya kwamba sigara inadhuru afya, na kila anayenunua akijua kwamba kuna madhara gani baada ya yeye kuvuta sigara ile. Na hivyo ndivyo katiba inavyoitisha magavana kufanya, waweze kutumia sheria ya kuweka regulations kalikali ili waweze kukinga vizazi vyao. Lakini kama taifa, nimetoka kuongea na maseneta wenzangu na nimewaambia ninakuja na amendment. Ikiwa kweli tunataka kupigana na janga la mugoka katika maeneo ya taifa letu, basi na waomba watu wote waniunge mkono katika mapendekezo yangu ya kurekebisha kipengele kinachosema miraa na mugoka ni mihadarati katika taifa la Kenya. Lakini mpaka sasa kwa mujibu wa katiba, mugoka ni essential product na imekuwa regulated. Kwa hivyo mimi kama seneta wa taifa la Kenya, sio seneta wa Mombasa, nasema kwamba nitasimama kama ninavyojiita mama haki na kuweza kuzidi kuwashurutisha magavana wangu na hata wajumbe wote ambao wanapendekeza kubaniwa kwa mugoka waweze kufata sheria inavyosema. Makubwa ambayo yanatukumba sisi kama wapwani ni madhara ya mihadarati. Na nashukuru tangu naibu wa rais Rigathi Gachagua kuja pwani, tumeona wazi bayana watu wengi wamekuwa wakishikwa na mihadarati, na kwa sasa mihadarati kupatikana Mombasa ni shida. Mara ngapi mumetangaza watu wa Mombasa wamekatwa mapanga mchana jua la utosi? Kwa nini gavana hajaweza kuweka kikao? Ama wale watu ambao wameuawa na watu wa mapanga sio janga katika mji wa Mombasa? Janga tu ni masuala ya mugoka. Namuomba kwa heshima na taadhima mstahiki gavana wa Mombasa, tukusanye haya masuala yote na tuyachangamkie na tuyatilie pondo kama tulivyolitilia swala la mugoka ili tuweze kupata maeneo safi.
The issue of the VAT refund to the exporters. You realize our members are mainly exporters to the European market. The VAT refund has not been done for a while. I think to a tune of 12 billion now still remains with the government. This is money that could be used to expand opportunities that will even create jobs. However, we haven't received the refund. Number of companies have declared more employees redundant this year than last year, meaning the businesses are struggling, and if some of these funds could be released, it could alleviate some of the challenges. And the going on floods have seriously impacted on the agricultural sector, because most of the people who had planted, particularly the cereals, the maize farmers and the cereal growers, their product was submerged. And as an association, we are urging the government if they could look into the issue of replanting, because we're still on a season, so that these farmers can still go back to replant. But they have to be provided with fertilizer, which has been a challenge, and also they are provided with seed. So the government probably needs to set up a fund that could help the agricultural sector again to revive, because as we talk now, a number of our members tell us that the production going forward is actually likely to drop because of the heavy rains. For VAT refund, I said it's 12 billion. This, I think the last refund that was made, which was huge, was actually in 2020, which really cushioned us in terms of, at that time we were facing the challenge of Corona, and this really cushioned the industry at that time. For VAT refund, I said it's 12 billion. This, I think the last refund that was made, which was huge, was actually in 2020, which really cushioned us in terms of, at that time we were facing the challenge of Corona, and this really cushioned the industry at that time.
One of the things that the members are keen to address is the various aspects of the finance bill, particularly 2024, that will affect their membership and their businesses going forward. Some of the issues that have been addressed were the livestock bill, the bill for livestock 2023, and the animal production professionals and technicians bill 2023, where it has not been clearly highlighted what the effect will be for Kenyans having one or two livestock, for example, within their homes, and how that will be addressed. Is that really targeting everybody, or is it just for commercial farms? So that becomes an issue that needs to be looked at in greater detail and clarity provided to farmers. The livestock sector is highly diversified, and we're looking at pastoralism, ranching, small-scale farming, and feed producers. And each system comes with distinctive challenges and demands. And of course, this requires tailored regulatory approaches to ensure inclusiveness and fairness. So that becomes, again, an interesting point for the government to review as we move forward and as we address the Finance Act 2024. That we appreciate the intention of the government to streamline the sector and elevate the standards of livestock production and enhance the overall efficiency of the sector. However, we call on the government to consider a collaborative approach and bring all on board to ensure a balanced and comprehensive regulatory framework. So again, balance becomes critical here so that we can ensure that everybody has input in the way that the regulations are developed and established.
Without the mamambogas, without the smallholder farmers, without the suppliers to agro-industry, without those who form the supply chain into the producers and gain a living from that, agriculture will die. And I think the government needs to recognize every element of this chain. Production is a huge challenge to all agricultural sectors. We've all heard about the fake fertilizer issue that's come up. The drought that happened last year affected many thousands of farmers. The current floods are affecting many thousands of farmers. Cost of inputs has gone up and will continue to do so. And until farmers receive more support and the agricultural sector receives more support, to stabilize that cost base and also to promote efficiency within that cost base, then it's going to be extremely challenging to grow the agricultural sector as required under the growth pattern of the country. I think there's the usual taxes on the high producers, and then you're looking at all sorts of taxes imposed on the individuals, on the employees, for example, who are finding it increasingly difficult to meet those high taxation levels. You're also looking at increased the bills that are coming up, and the current increase in the tax base, which we understand has to happen, but it has to happen in a very structured way, so that you're not overtaxing an already taxed burden of society.
ADR refers to any means of settling disputes outside of the courtroom. It is an increasingly relevant option, offering a faster, more cost-effective and flexible alternative to the traditional court process. The sector has seen several high-tension disputes over wage negotiations, working conditions, and job security. Traditional litigation in these cases often exacerbates tensions, leading to prolonged strikes and significant economic losses. However, through conciliation, parties have been able to come to the bargaining table, facilitated by skilled conciliators who understand the nuances of the industry.
21 sub-article 2 bestows upon the government a humongous responsibility of putting into place legislative policy and other measures, including setting...
162(2)(b), which also says, first, that they can send you back to conciliation if you just came to court straight, who are trained as mediators and given accreditation by the Mediation Accreditation Committee. That is a body which is chaired by a judge. Why do I have to wait to come to court? Then you send me to court and mediation. We did not want to confuse people. Anna, Steve, it's great to know that your father was in that area of Sia. Affordable. And it was more efficient than the courts. It is so structured, almost like the courts. You've got, it's imposed on you. And the matters never go to court. Actually, more than 80% of disputes in real life never go to court. More than 80%. Building, construction. So you say failing which the chairman of the Architectural Association of Kenya will appoint one arbitrator for us. The arbitrator will hear your case. That is where, for instance, in Marsabit, if you impregnated, agreements, mediation rather than arbitration. It's a matter of choice. Until now, you didn't even have to put mediation. We then urge you, we appoint one of those for you, and we, the judiciary, pays the mediator. So if the women are laughing as if they know what I'm talking about, what they usually do, and maybe they were right after coming home. Are they not your competitors? And the answer is no. Arbitrators, for lack of a better word, including, and mentions mediation, conciliation, which is the greatest law in the country. Apollo asks whether there is a legal framework. There is. But as you are still being loud, she's cooling you down. Negotiation. You resolve it. That's why you still have a wife. Find a solution between yourselves with the help of a mediator. And we will pay the mediator. Where do I see arbitration? We champion, as I say, I'm worried about it. Because we may risk structuring mediation so that it takes the route of arbitration. Once you enter into a mediation settlement agreement, even in private mediation, you bring the agreement to court and we register it. We have amended them to allow for private mediation. What is private mediation? When you realize that once you now agree in writing, you file it in court. You then don't have to file a new case. You will implement that one.